I was impressed. Some of the younger folk, there was a guy, he's supposed to start Monday. He's walking the picket line up the street.
Evidently, right?
And he ain't even got a job yet. We're on strike. He ain't even hired. And he's still walking the picket line. And he ain't even hired yet. That's what solidarity is about. That's what it's about. It's just people trying to survive, trying to do something for their families. I was impressed. Some of the younger folk, there was guys.
That was fucking goddamn, dude. The Striketober chat is giving me hopium. What is it? Striketober, right? Striketober, hashtag Striketober. Is that what it is? Tober? Is it Striketober? Yeah. Yeah, this is giving me the hopium right there. Which is, like, who doesn't like it, man? Giving me serious hopium vibes. Just something as simple as a picket line is so sweet. It's so sweet, man. All right, chat. So you wanted some more Striketober candy. This is an oldie, but it's a goodie.
Amigos, get about this motherfucker. Y'all got him fucked up. Look at him. They sent a couple of them home. They all packed their shit up and shut this motherfucker down. Nigga, who y'all think y'all playing with? Mexico, man, this is what black people need to be on, man. I swear to God, I love this shit. They are packing they shit up and shutting this motherfucker, on my mama, all that shit. They are not bullshitting. They packed up. Yeah, I see it's over. Them motherfuckers now packed up and dipped. They thought they was gonna play with these amigos, and they said, "Oh yeah, we rise together, homie."
Blood with Nardo,
and they
Will, and
leaving.
Carter. What the
and
hell?
they not bullshit.
I didn't get invited. What the fuck?
Take this in, man. Look at this, man. They shut this big motherfucker down today, man.
Lygon, thanks
we
for the
all
prime.
went home, man. The SAs, look, ain't no grinding, cutting, welding. Listen, motherfucker, dead ass quiet. The Mexicans shut this motherfucker down, nigga. Said, fuck you, bitch. And Billy, see, this is what I'm talking about, baby. I swear to God, they got me here geeked up on my Malcolm X shit, on my mama, nigga. Fuck the bullshit, nigga. Look at this. They shut this bitch down. They pissed them off, nigga. And they said, fuck you, we out. We not working no more today. Kiss my ass, nigga. I'll let y'all tomorrow.
I know I don't
mama.
have it like this.
That's great. Look. Ain't nobody here. We're just cleaning up. We're going home. It's over, right, with the essays, nigga. Fuck it. Go to the crib. Go to the casa. Hasta luego, man. Muy bien. I swear to God.
Everybody, Electric Snow's really carrying this hype train right now. All right, dude. That shows you the power of solidarity right there. Striking workers of UAW Local 74 sends a big thank you to Bernie Sanders and his team for buying picketers pizza for lunch. Oh, hell yeah, chat. Look at the t-shirt. Look at the t-shirt. You might have missed it, but your brain didn't. She's eating the Bernie Sanders pizza. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Honestly, the strikes are feeding me the energy I need. UPS drivers, do not cross a picket line to make delivery ever. We have the option to enter a non-delivery as strike. Is that Hot Wheels or NASCAR? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. All right.
Welcome back to GMA3, everybody. History made when Liz
Shuler was elected president of the AFL-CIO just last Friday, the country's largest labor union federation, making her the first woman to hold that position.
And you know what? It is especially fitting that she is on today's show because it's actually Women's Equality Day. And one of her goals is to inspire other women to become decision makers in the labor movement. So joining us now is President Liz Shuler. Welcome to GMA. Thanks for being with us. Congratulations. Tell me how it feels to be the first.
I am humbled. I'm honored. I stand on the shoulders of so many women who have come before me, and I'm standing alongside a lot of women who have been fighting for change in their workplaces and speaking out because women have borne the brunt of this pandemic, right? And a lot of women are disproportionately represented in frontline essential work in our hospitals and in our grocery stores and transportation. So I feel honored to represent their voices because unions actually are fighting for things like equal pay and a voice on the job and making sure that women and all working people actually have a fair shot at work.
What was that chat like with President Biden? Called you to congratulate you, and you feel pretty good that you're going to have a good working relationship and happen to have an open line to the White House when you need it?
Oh, absolutely. President Biden and Vice President Harris have been the most pro-union administration in our country's history. And they continue to fight for working people with this big investment that we're now talking about in Congress, trying to rebuild our nation's infrastructure, create good jobs for working people, because as we know, the economy really isn't working for most working people, as we've seen inequality, you know, the difference between a few that have a lot and the rest of us. So we need to work together to create those good jobs that everyone wants to prosper in our country.
Creating jobs, of course, right up there on the list, your to-do list, which I'm sure is quite large. Do you have anything specifically you really want to make sure you accomplish, and what are some of your biggest challenges?
Well, as I mentioned, we are seeing the economy broken for most working people. You know, it's no longer that you can have just one job almost to make it and provide for your family in today's economy. One job should be enough for most working people, and we want to make sure that job is a good job and that a modern labor movement is fighting alongside working people to make sure that happens. And so my job is sitting at the AFL-CIO, the federation of 12.5 million working people, 6.5 million women, I wanted to say too. We're the largest organization of working women in the country. Our job is to speak out and make sure that we're fighting for those policies that create fairness and opportunity for working Americans. And we're fighting for labor law reform to make sure people can come together in unions. We're fighting for infrastructure investments to build back better, as the president likes to say, and making sure that our doors are wide open, that we are inclusive and we are embracing the diversity that we're seeing in our workplace as it grows. And we want the labor movement to be nimble and dynamic and to be welcoming to all those workers who want a voice on the job.
Okay, I gotta be honest. This is not my bag. For me, I want union movement to be a juggernaut, a battering ram, a sledgehammer, a block of iron, an anvil. I don't want to be nimble. I want to batter down capital and extract as much of that stolen labor value back as possible. I mean, this is just kind of a personal way that I would talk. You know, that's just me.
We've talked often here on this show in particular about this she session, as it was called, how the pandemic had just such a disproportionate impact on women. But here we are now at this point trying to turn the page on the pandemic. But is there something going on right now in our labor market where you see an actual opportunity possibly for women?
You're right, TJ. Women have borne the brunt of this pandemic. They've lost over a million.
Communism is not love. It is a hammer that we use to crush our enemies. Is that Mao? Is that a Mao quote? I think that's a Mao quote. Or is it Lenin? It's Mao. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to go with Mao there.
million more jobs than men, and often have been, as I said earlier, on the front lines, making sure that we as citizens make it through this pandemic, and that we have safe workplaces and the ability to continue.
Why isn't Sarah Nelson in the job? She won. She won the. She had more supporters. That's just the answer to that. In the senior leadership of the AFL-CIO. That's that, folks. Wasn't ready. Wasn't organized.
For the rest of us to go to work. So we do have an opportunity in that the investments that we're talking about with the Build Back Better agenda is that infrastructure jobs certainly be jobs for women. And we are talking about a lot of construction opportunities with building roads and bridges and broadband and certainly investing in our education system. Those jobs are absolutely jobs for women, and the labor movement has the ability to make those connections for women. We have workforce development and training pathways, apprenticeship programs, so that those hard hats are unisex. And we also want the care economy, those investments, to not only solve the problem for mainly women, but men too, with regard to the cracks in our care infrastructure. But we want to make sure the jobs for people who are caring for our children and caring for elderly and the differently able, those are good jobs too. So that's what we're working on as a labor movement, to make sure we're investing in that care infrastructure so that everyone succeeds, but also to make sure that people working in those industries.
I got to be honest with you. This is not the way the labor movement should sound. In my opinion. In my opinion, successful labor union leaders are about heightening the contradictions between what workers receive and what they actually earn. It should be about challenging the dynamics of power. And like, this is so similar to a Democratic politician and a centrist Democratic politician at that. Real disappointing rhetoric from the president of the AFL-CIO. And quite frankly, why you don't see her on more shows is basically is not interesting enough. It's a shame.
Are making a decent living and
She
able
was
to
elected
provide
by
for
the
their family.
executive council and not the rank and file. Yeah. That's how it works. And there have been strong leftists as the president of the AFL-CIO. A visionary leader and longtime trade unionist. I'm humbled, honored, and ready to guide this federation forward. I believe my bones, the labor movement is the single greatest organized force for progress. This is a movement for us to lead societal transformation, to leverage our power to bring women and people of color from the margins to the center, at work, in our unions, and in our economy, the center of gravity for incubating new ideas that will unleash unprecedented union growth. The promise of union membership to workers across this country. This is the right team at the right time to bring about the economic and social justice America is hungry for. The labor movement is best vehicle to fight inequality, systemic racism, and attacks on our basic rights and freedoms. Her father, Lance, was a power lineman and longtime member of IEW. In 1993, she was hired as an organizer at Local 125. When energy giant Enron Corp tried to muscle energy deregulation through the Oregon legislature, Schuler worked with a broad coalition of labor, community, and environmental activists to challenge and ultimately overcome Enron's powerhouse lobbying campaign. Ed Hill, then Secretary-Treasurer of the IBEW, assigned Schuler to California. So she's from the trades. Okay, I'm only seeing her father through her, so she became... She got promoted to assistant to the international president. As Secretary-Treasurer, she served as Chief Financial Officer, turning deficits into surpluses and steering the Federation through multiple fiscal crises. Yeah, she had a very interesting history. She went from an organizer to like president of the politics for the IBEW. That's like missing some steps. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that more. Wonder why she was plucked out of obscurity.
I know a lot of people are cheering, listening to you say what you just said there. President Liz Schuler, congratulations again on being the first woman to run the AFL-CIO. Thank you. We appreciate it. You made your first national TV debut right here on GMA3. So it's our honor to have you on, and we hope you'll come back.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right. Interesting. Didn't really blow my socks off. I got to say that I am definitely much more of a radical trade unionist than what I would call a business unionist, which she definitely seems to represent. John Deere is cutting off 10,000 workers and their families' health insurance on October 27th. They could not just as easily not do this, but they want to break the strike. We will be getting cut off from our United Healthcare plan on October 27th. Sign up for strike benefits will be at our hall next Monday and Tuesday. And this is a very important point. This is why so much business groups oppose Medicare for All. They oppose Medicare for All because this gives them leverage. Not radical to say you will represent the workers. Yeah, I mean, I just think that people fall asleep to some of this stuff, you know?